Welcome to the City Show. Pat O'Meara, you're here, you there. That's why I do the show, because I know you're there and you're watching. We try to entertain you, educate you, inform you a little bit. That's my goal. Don't forget everything outside the bottom of the screen that you see there: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, live stream. Actually, I don't think we're staying with live stream, so I wouldn't go too far into booking it. They jacked up the prices about 1,000%. And it's not even negotiable, so we're probably not staying with live stream. We'll just be on YouTube. Let's get the show going. Turnpike widening. Mayor Davis just had a meeting in Bayonne concerning the Exit 14 bridge for 14A, B, and C, which is rickety and constantly under construction. I mentioned this before. I've never gone over that bridge when it wasn't being repaired. There's a big misconception on this widening project, and many don't realize it's all part of a very big project. Recently, we just raised the Bayonne Bridge. We just dredged the Kilvan Cull. We just changed the circles in Jersey City, the Charlotte, and the Tunley. We're replacing the Woodbend Bridge is already replaced. There's more bridge work going on. All these are part of a master plan to move commerce in the Northeast. And the Turnpike is the Appalachian Trail of New Jersey. And the argument, people say, well, it's going to increase traffic. It's going to move traffic. Not all the traffic from the widening project and the new bridge to Bayonne in the A, B, and C goes to Jersey City. Will traffic go to Holland Tunnel? Probably no more than now. But traffic is going to go north. Traffic is going to go south. We increased our ports. We've modernized the ports. Like I said, we did the bridge. All these things are part of somebody's long-range plans. I'll assume the federal government, the state of New Jersey, there's a lot of Fed money in this. You got the Gateway Tunnel going. A lot of things are going to move people and commerce. Commerce is what pays the bills, and that has to be done. And the argument, and you hear this from the wish people, we should take the $10 billion that the Turnpike's going to use to widen and build a new bridge and use it for mass transit and trains and buses and light rails and ferries and that sort of thing, or ferries. Here's the problem. The Turnpike is going to bond for that money, and the Turnpike Authority is going to pay off the bonds with tolls. And that's how they're going to pay the project. It's not like they're sitting on $10 billion or they're getting state money. They're going to pay for it with tolls. Now, the wishers, these people who would like to see that money go to mass transit or light rails and trains and buses and every other thing, bonding can be done for that. They can bond as easily as the Turnpike Authority. The problem is the Turnpike Authority can pay off the bond. New Jersey Transit and light rails and such, they can't. So there's the problem. That's why the Turnpike project will go through, and New Jersey Transit will be an abysmal operation as they are now. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the City Show. I'll be right back.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here. You there, City Show? What are we talking about today? Well, first off, we're going into hiatus. It gets very warm in the studio, so I'll get into that. Abysmal voter turnout in Hudson County, especially in Jersey City. And we're going to talk about Manhattan Avenue in Jersey City, a one-way street now between Summit and Central Avenue because of a bike lane. We'll get into that. I'm going on a hiatus. We do it every year around June. And one of the reasons we do it, it gets really hot in the studio. And if we have to turn on the air conditioners, you can't do any recording. You'll hear the air conditioners on the audio. So we go into hiatus. And what we do on hiatus, we normally, we do upgrades to the studio. We go over the shows we have. We maybe change the opening. We get new bottom thirds, identifiers. We call them new graphics, that sort of thing. We decide what shows are going to go forward, what new shows are going to come in. All those things go on, and we work on the studio. We just did a bunch of work on the studio. And this time around, we have a high school program. I have students from North Bergen High School and Hudson County Schools of Technology. They're in the studio learning studio production. And we keep moving forward. My only problem I have now is moving kids. We keep moving the program forward, but I'll take like 20 kids at a time. I don't know we need 20. So we need to move 5 or 6 kids at a time. And that's a problem we're having. But the program is working fine. For that matter, during the summer, we'll probably have a couple announcements. You'll probably see a story in the Jersey Journal, or Johnny Highness will do a story of some of the new shows that we're developing, particularly for the high school kids. I don't want them just doing high schoolish stuff. I want them doing stuff that will be noticed. When they apply for a college scholarship, I want that transcript to show the gig reel, all the shows they're working, and all these kids are going to take turns behind the camera, in front of the camera, doing graphics, doing all that. So in hopes, they'll get a scholarship, and if they elect not to continue their education, they'll be trained well enough that they can work at Cinelise in Jersey City, 1888 Studios in Bayonne, so forth and so on. But this hiatus gets even more different than usual, because we may be moving the studio to a different portion of the building. My neighbor, Jenny Wu, who is a huge wedding dress manufacturer, would like to expand her operation. For that matter, on my section of the floor, I am the only non-Jenny Wu operation up there. Jenny Wu keeps expanding. Very successful business. I would like to help Jenny Wu expand. I constantly, if I can help a business, I'm going to help a business. I don't mind making a move. If I can help my landlord, I'll help my landlord. And also, there's a struggling business that would like me to take their space and they can get out from under their lease. If I can help all 3 of those people, I will do it. First thing we have to do is we just did a ton of upgrades in the studio. So we have to move, like our video walls. If you notice Hudson Health or Johnny Highness' show, you'll see a whole new brick background. We just did that. So that has to be moved. We have a whole set for the North Bergen High School. The gold and the burgundy, that all has to be moved. Now, we did painting. We're always doing work in the studio, and we just accomplished a lot. We just built a big furniture storage piece. All that has to be moved. And when you look at the studio, boy, there's a lot of stuff has to be moved. There's movable walls. All that has to either be transferred or recreated in the new spot. But not that I'm crazy about moving, but in the new spot, it's a little bit bigger than my studio now. It's probably not as much production space as I like, but I'll make it work. But what we will have is a editing post-production lab where the kids, when they're working, and the kids are filming and we got kids doing editing, they constantly interact and start grouping around with each other. We'll be able to close them off. So they have their own editing lab, and it'll be a good deal for the kids. I'm coming to the end of my career. So if I can help these kids, I will help these kids get a scholarship or a job. I have another kid coming in this week who wants to intern with us. If I can help, I will help. What's sad, we just did so many of the upgrades. One other thing we're doing now, I'm bringing in a radio station to the studio. Another thing that the high school kids can work on. But, radio stations are 24 hours, so we got to get a lot of programming. We're going to do it with Live 365. I'm probably signing the paperwork today. My high school kids, they'll be calling sporting events for Hudson County or North Bergen High School, and we'll expand it also to other high schools. They'll be able to, like listening to the Yankee game or listen to a game on radio. Eventually, we'll even start broadcasting in video. But right now, it's the idea of getting these kids working, engineering a show, the host, the play-by-play, the analyst, that sort of thing, getting these kids into that mode. And that's what the whole purpose of the program is. For that matter, I spoke to some of our divas, Johnny Highness and Fernando Uribe, about those guys hosting a professional wrestling radio show. That's where I came from in media. I started in pro wrestling and went to politics and into video. Like I said, we have 24 hours to fill. So I got to recruit a lot of hosts. I'll have the kids will be doing some shows. Any of these kids who want to do an hour show or half-hour show, more of an hour guy. All my high school kids will get it. We'll probably do something with the superintendents on the radio show. There's a lot of activity coming. This hiatus, we're moving a studio, starting a radio station, welcoming in my new group of juniors. The kids I'm working right now with juniors, they'll be my seniors next year. I got a whole new classes of juniors coming in that we'll start working with. It's a big involved program. I look forward to, like I said, I'm at the end of my game. What do I got, another 5 years maybe? So hopefully I'll have a good teaching program going on for these kids, and it's something that'll go on for quite a while. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its two newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Welcome back. Pat O'Melia here, you there? I used to like hiatus. Now, I was going to get my knees done. If we're making the move with the studio, I can't get my knees done. There's always something that comes up when I want to get my knees done. Not that I'm really looking forward to having somebody replace my knees, but that has to be done. We just had the primary elections. Robert Menendez Jr. Won handily. John Highness and I were kicking around, what do we think the results were going to be? And we were saying 60-40. We weren't too far off. But there was so much money spent at the end, I thought the numbers would even come down lower. It did not. Mayor Robbie Baller of Hoboken did quite well in Hoboken and Jersey City. With what numbers showed up in Jersey City? Jersey City was abysmal. Like 9.5% of the people, registered voters, came out to vote in the Democratic primary. Oh, man, it was awful. Elsewhere in North Hudson, you got the two get out the vote guys up there, Brian Stack and Nick Sacco. Brian really did great. I think he had like 24. And this is a guy, I'll tell you how abysmal some of these draw to try. Again, it was a primary. Brian Stack is the get the vote guy, that guy. And he got like 24%, a quarter of his vote is out. And I think North Bergen came in the high teens, something like that. And the rest of North Hudson fell. But like almost everything fell into those numbers somehow. Somewhere 16%, 14%. But they're still dismal. Even you're saying like, oh, you got 24% of the vote out. Pretty bad. But again, it's a primary. And when it got out of Hoboken to Jersey City, Robert Menendez just took off. Now, there are those, especially the progressives, who are thinking they're seeing things in these numbers that I don't see, that this is a trend, this is a predictor of the future. When it comes to Jersey City, when you got 9.5% voter turnout, I don't know what you can extrapolate out of that. It is, outside of it being dismal, and even on primaries, this is pretty dismal numbers here. We had it was two Dems facing off. Again, it's in a primary. But really, in Hudson County, that's the election, because the Republicans, they don't stand a prayer in Hudson County. So the primary is the election. It just wasn't a lot of juice in it. Even though a lot of money was spent, those guys spent like $2 million a piece on this. And still, there was not a lot of juice. And such a small amount of voters came out. And that's it. You know, I don't know what else we got to do. And I've complained. I think we need to go back to election day. I think the early voting is the problem. The vote by mail is the problem. The more we try to goose up the numbers and make it convenient, the worse the numbers get. And it gets so expensive what we do. We got 6 or 10 days of early voting. Well, somebody's got to be there for 6 to 10 days for the early voting. And we're paying for that. You're paying for the ballots and the early voting ballots. We got to go back to election day. For that matter, I'm voting. I was number 4. We also got to get younger people. I'm an older guy. We got to get younger people. The guy that I'm signing in with to vote, and I was number 4. This guy had 2 packs of cigarettes in his T-shirt pocket. His hands were shaking like this, and he's trying to use the stylus. That ain't working out. Plus, they asked me for my driver's license. No, we couldn't ask for ID. I thought you didn't do that. But what they want to do, they want to take the back of the license and scan it so your voting records pop up. I went to a different table and asked a woman to help us. Getting back to extrapolating numbers out of this, Ward E in Jersey City came out very heavy for Robbie Balla, the mayor of Hoboken. I suppose a lot of ways you can read into that. I kind of thought maybe these people think they live in Hoboken. They were voting for their mayor in this. Now, if you want to look forward to that's why a lot of the progressives were talking about Solomon, or progressive. This is a good indicator for the progressives as they look to the mayor's election in Jersey City coming up in about a year and a half. You're not getting any kind of trending numbers out of this. There is no guidance coming out of this to give you an idea of what the election will be for the race for mayor. If you want to look at the mayor's race, Ward E came out for Solomon. Everybody's saying, "Oh, it's going to put Solomon in a good spot." Again, this was abysmal numbers for a primary. But let's compare. Yeah, I think it's 5 candidates now. I might be wrong on that for mayor. Let's just compare O'Day to Solomon. I like both the guys. Known both of these guys a long time. Here's the difference where I think, and McGreevy's in there, but here's the difference where I think puts Bill O'Day in the number 1 seed here. Bill O'Day had generational constituencies. He's got grandmothers, mothers, daughters, grandfathers, so on, voting for him. He's been in Jersey City since the mid-'80s as a council person, as a freeholder, and now as a commissioner. He has generational constituencies. His people are going to come out and vote. If it is a low voter turnout, O'Day is going to win in a walk because he has that constituency and generations of them for that matter. Why Solomon, excellent campaigner, smart political figure, he has what I consider a transient constituency where they're not staying in Bayonne for long. They're making their stand, getting their job, and eventually they're moving out. You see a lot of people moving in and out in the Newport section. It's like a transient society down there. They make their money, they get their job, they get their feet on the ground, they get successful, and off they go. Now, what we have here, I might be wrong. I think I got everybody here. You got running declared so far. You got Bill O'Day, Jim McGreevy, Masab Ali, Joyce Waterman, and Solomon he's rumored to be announcing in the middle of June, so we'll see if that happens. But getting back to the abysmal voter turnout, I don't see how you can get any kind of indicator of what future elections are going to be from a bad, abysmal primary turnout. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
No one plans on heart disease. but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its 2 newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here. City Show, you there? Before I go on hiatus, got one more segment. Bike lanes. Now, I've spoken many times about bike lanes. I'm not against bike lanes. I'm against infrastructure for something that is not utilized, and that's what bike lanes are. You know, I rode bikes when I was a kid in Jersey City. Biked all around Jersey City. For that matter, we used to go all over on our bikes when we were kids. There were no bike lanes. And all of us made it home. Every one of my friends, we all made it home. Every day. Mayor Fulop just installed bike lanes on Manhattan Avenue. If you're not familiar with Jersey City, Manhattan Avenue is the street where the White Manor is, Persian Field, the Stop and Shop on Central Avenue, which, by the way, they're going to be closing soon, is one of their Stop and Shops that are slated to be closed. We were supposed to have a new Stop and Shop, but we wound up with a school instead. You see the pictures here. We converted Manhattan Avenue into a one-way street. And I believe it's one-way going east is how the one-way street's going to work. That, you know, there was no traffic study. I didn't see the hoses in the street counting traffic. What you really wouldn't need a traffic study on Manhattan Avenue. Manhattan Avenue is heavily traveled, especially in the heights. To make this a bike lane, if you see in the picture, not just a bike lane, it's a really wide bike lane. So we basically turned Manhattan Avenue into a one-way street. Now, some people might say, well, we'll get those cars off Manhattan Avenue. There'll be no parking. Yeah, piss off the people on Manhattan Avenue. See, this is kind of what happened. They tried this. I don't know who comes up with these brainstorms. They had an idea on St. Paul's Avenue of making St. Paul's Avenue a one-way going west between Kennedy Boulevard and Tunley Avenue. I am a dog patch guy. Dog Patch, if you don't know, is below Tunley Avenue on St. Paul's Avenue going towards the river, going over the railroad track. There was actually an entire community back there at one time. There were neighborhoods, homes, kids. A lot of it's all industrial now. It's been knocked down. We just redid the bridge. The Woodpen Bridge took out Cobert Street and Larch Avenue. So there isn't a lot of dog patch left down there. There was a brainstorm that we'll make it one-way west. This will cut down on traffic coming up St. Paul's Avenue. Well, that was a good idea. Yeah, they put like flower pots in the middle of the street and that sort of thing. Like, yeah, it was ridiculous. It was a big flower pot in the middle of the street. You got to go around it. Again, whoever comes up with these friggin' brainstorms are not doing any research. Well, they tried to do it on St. Paul's Avenue. Guess what? St. Paul's Avenue came out. The people of St. Paul's Avenue came out and said, no, we don't want this. Who came up with such an asinine idea? And anybody saying, well, we're going to cut down on traffic. Again, being a kid from Dogpatch, we used to have trucking companies. There used to be trucks going up and down St. Paul's Avenue all the time. It was never an issue. Now you get somebody who's moved in from Brooklyn or something, they say, oh, it's probably cut down the traffic here. If you're moving to Jersey City, assimilate to Jersey City. Well, we have this ridiculous bike lane. Now, again, as I've gone over, I don't think this bike lane is going to be there 2 weeks before that section of the Heights, Richie Borgiano in particular, the councilman, start to freak out. Because now, if I want to go west up to Summit Avenue, as it sits right now, you're looking at the pictures and you can see, the one way. If I want to get back up to Summit Avenue after I go south past Manhattan Avenue, past the Stop and Shop by St. Nick's there, I either have to take the park cut, that many of us take that cut, where between Persian Field and Reservoir 3, there's a street there where you see a lot of parents are dropping off their kids for the park or the swimming pool or the ice rink that we're going to finally fix. Or, and you don't want to send a lot of traffic up that way because there's kids there. And you got the St. Joseph's Home of the Blind up there on Summit. Or I can really double down on sending traffic to where kids are by going up Jefferson Street, which is right on the street where the school we just built is. So yeah, let's send the traffic up there. And that's not even a straight run at Manhattan Avenue. If you're making the right on Manhattan, going up the Summit, you can keep going, go over the Boulevard. You make a left on the Boulevard, go down the hill, go down to Tunley Avenue. You're not going to be able to do that with the cut from the park or Jefferson Street because you got to make a left or a right there. There was like no vision into this. Nobody. You talk about pulling things out of your butt. That's what I think happened here. And also, they're bringing it on to Franklin Street too. I really don't see these bike lanes lasting too long. But like I said, this is very similar to what they tried to do on St. Paul's Avenue, where we're going to make it a one-way street so we can create traffic. Listen, I don't have a problem with bikes. I rode a bike. Everybody rides it. It's not even bicycles anymore. It's all e-bikes. They're setting fires all over the place. Here's the problem. It's not a 24/7, 365 mode of transportation. If it's snowing, you're not biking. If it's ice out there, you're not biking. If it's cold, you're not biking. If it's raining, you're not biking. If it's hot as hell out there, you're not biking. Unless you got a shower at work. And the thing is, well, 40% of the people in the Heights, they don't have a car. Well, that 40% is usually a BS number. I'd be interested to see the ages of the 40%, which is probably people who aren't of age yet to drive or people who are beyond the age of driving. They've just retired from driving. And I'll imagine there's nothing about creating traffic in Jersey City. Eventually, you're going to get a fee from Instacart or Amazon or FedEx because they make it very difficult to make deliveries in Jersey City. And you're going to get like a $3 or $4 delivery fee on all these charges. You watch this happen. That is the future for Jersey City unless we can move traffic. Again, I don't really have a problem with bikes, but if you look at the sheer numbers of cars versus these e-bikes, it's like 1,000 to 1. We have to accommodate the vehicles. We have to get them out of the city, in and out as easily as possible. Making a street like Manhattan Avenue, or as they attempted to do on St. Paul's Avenue one way, just creates traffic and heartache. All right, listen, I'm out of show. You enjoy your summer. I'll be busy. Probably moving my studio, working with high school kids. I'll be around. You have a good summer. Be healthy. Stay safe. And I'll talk to you in September. Good night.